First of all, the introduction of the compiler, Vihi, and it is to get us a letter, a shlucha which is being sent, L'klol Anshe Shemeinu, to all of Anash of Chassidim, Yud Tzaddik Vav, which means Yishmereim Tzureim V'Yachaskeim, or Yishmereim Tzureim, whatever, something V'Yishmereim. Yituv, it means a good thing. This is a letter from the Alter Rebbe to Chassidim about the Tanya. And primarily the letter is about, Chassidim didn't want the Alter Rebbe to write the Tanya, because the Tanya was instead of Yechidus. And of course the Chassidim preferred Yechidus to the Tanya, and the Alter Rebbe is explaining Tanya, B, that's a good thing. To you, brothers, men, I call. Shim, I listen to me. Reit, Feit, those who are pursuing justice. Vaksha, Hashem, who want God. Yish, Maleichem, Alekim, they should listen to you. Let God, cutting from the greatest to the smallest. Call Anash, the Medina, and all Chassidim from Russia. Usmuchet, there are the surrounding countries. Ish, Almakema, Yaveh, L'Shalom. Each one in this place should come to peace. V'chayim ad elam, in peace. V'chayim ad elam, to life forever. Netzach salavad amaken yirotz. Now, here the Alter Rebbe presents the Tainis. Why not to print the Tanya? Mudazais, it's well known. Kimirag libepumi de inch. It's known in the mouths of men. B'chol anash amongst all Chassidim. Lamed as follows. Tanya number 1. You cannot compare hearing words of Musa to seeing them or and reading them as in books. Why? When you read Musa from Masef, you read it according to your way and your knowledge. According to the reach and the grasp of one's mind, where that person's level is. A person's wisdom and knowledge is confused. They walk in darkness and service of the Eibishter. Because it will be very difficult for them. Will they be able to see the good light? Hagonas b'sfarim, which is concealed in Sfarim. Even though the light may be sweet to the eyes, and healing for the soul, but if you're confused, you got a problem. Ubar meaning koldein. Tanya number 2. Hine. In addition to the problem of reading Sfarim, you don't know how to read it. There's another problem. That is books of Musa that are based on human intellect. In other words, they're not Teire, but they're human seichel. But it's for sure not made for everybody. Teire is for everybody because it's Hashem's. But Seichel Anushi Musir, like Masilas Yisharim, is only for a certain segment of people. Kein Kol HaSichlim Vadei Shabbos, not all people's wisdom and knowledge is the same. Vein Seichel Adam Zem Mispolum Seder, this person's wisdom is not aroused, is not moved and aroused. Mimashim Mispol Seichel Vadei, what gets a reaction from somebody else. Ukmeishom, and the Gemara says the Masechta Berachos. You cannot run one sefer for everybody, just for a sole segment of the people. Of course not. About the brach of the Chamarazim, which means the wise one of the secrets. It goes to the Eibishter. You see 600,000 Jews in one place. You say Birchas Chamarazim. Why do you make the bracha? Shein day, same day, mizul zu v'chuli. No two are alike. So you see 600,000 Jews. Say, wow, look how creative that Eibishter is. 600,000 people. They all look exactly like Adam Rishon, and no two are the same. So we know that people's minds are different. As the Ramban explains in the Muhammad, which is on Masechta Brachos. When he explains the Medrash in Pashas Pinchas by Yeshua, translates the Sefri, and Rashi brings in a Chumash. He can follow the different spirits of each one. So the Sefer of Musa is written by Seichel Anushi, it for sure has a narrow appeal, and not a broad appeal. It appeals to a certain segment of people. So first taina is, you have to know how to read a Sefer of Musa. Second taina is, if it's a Seichel of Musa, Seichel Anushi, it doesn't have an appeal to everybody. And the third taina is, even if it's a Sefer of Musa, whose foundations is the holy mountains, which means Chochmei La, Medash Chazal Asharuach, Adasham Dibabam. The Spirit of Hashem is in the words, the people who wrote these Sfarim, and His words are on their lips, on their tongues. And Hashem and Teda are one. And therefore, if it's Teda, every single one of the 600,000 Jews in general, and the way those 600,000 break up into details. Adni to kalsha bekalam, to the little spark of the lowest of the low neshama b'chus yerach shemameinu b'nei Yisrael, and the lowest measure of Yidden, of people of our nation, Yidden. Kulu miskashram beirais all connected to Teiras. If it's a seichel and nushi sefer, you could say it only has appeal to a certain segment. But even if it's Yustadim al Vestachan, how did they Kedesh Midrash Chazal, which is Teira, and Teira is connected to the Eibush, to the B, it's connected to every single Jew. It says, if I see here Makasher is Eisel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, connected to Bezeir HaKadosh, and Teira connects them to the Eibush, like it's written in Zeir. Says the Rebbe is that Klolos Klolos Yisrael. It's only in general to Yidden as a whole. Nitna Teira Lidarash Bekalu Prata Prate Pratius. And also the Teira, or even though the Teira was given to be studied in general and in specific, and in specifics of specifics. To every single individual in the Shana, in other words, really every Jew has a connection to every chelik in the Torah. Not every person has the schus to recognize his place in the Torah. So the Rebbe is saying 2 points here. Number one, Torah was close to pratis. The whole Torah belongs to every Jew, but a different part of Torah has a special connection to everyone. Number two, even though Torah's pratis or prati pratis, in other words, every Jew, sof kol sof, has a shaykhs to every chelik in the Torah, but you have to know how to read it. So these are 3 tainas. How could the Alter Rebbe replace the chidus with a sefer? Number one, reading is not the same thing as hearing. Number two, if it's seichel and nushi, it doesn't appeal to everybody. And number three, even if it's Torah, you have to know which chelik of Torah appeals to you, and you have to know how to interpret each chelik of the Torah to have an appeal to you. 3 tainas against the Tanya replacing Yechidus. V'hinei, af ba'alachas isa v'heter and niglis lanu. Even the alachas isa v'heter which are revealed, niglis. Lanu, but then to our sons, to ourselves and to our children, matzana to inu machlekes ma'im amirayim, we find machlekes, tanem amirayim min hakotza, lakotza mamish, one extreme to the next. And we say ve'elu divrei Elokim chayim lashon rabim. These and these are the words of the living God in plural. Al shein, because of mekeir ha'chayim, the source of life, the neshamas Yisrael, which comes to Yidden. Elokim chayim goes on the Eibishter, the ways they mocker for Yidden. And we know about Yidden, and therefore about the mocker chayim, which is the source of Yidden. The nachalok is that a chalash la'isha kavan is divided in general into 3: Yemin, Smel, V'yemtza, right, the left, and the center. Top of page Dalet Shem Chesed, the Gevurah V'chol, which is the kindness and strength, etc. Or Nisham is the Shosh Midas Chesed. Nisham is that come from the Mid of Chesed. Han Hagos on their behavior, Gamkein, Lahates, Klape Chesed, Lahakal V'choli, is their inclinations to lean towards kindness, etc., to be makel and so forth. Keneda. So even in Nigla, there's machlekes, because the Torah is subject to different interpretations. The Kolish came V'kal V'cheim, and how much more so? And we talk about the secrets of Torah. What's an example of secrets of Torah? The Inun, the Chilu, the Chimu, Yira, and Ahava, which are from Yutke as opposed to from Vavke, which are called the secrets, the Mecha, the Liba, the Chol, Chad, V'chad, in the brain and the heart of each one. And each one is a full should lay according to his own particular measure. And like it says in Zayel, the full Madam Meshai, believe how each one measures Avas, Hashem, Hashem in his own personal heart. The Zayir says, Al Pasuk Neder Bashalam Baila V'Geimed. The Pasuk Neder Bashalam Baila interprets the Zayir means. Kol Chad V'chad L'Fum Shura Delay, when according to his measurement. So if in Nigel is Machlaikis, in Pneumius there's Meidendike Machlaikis, Meidendike differences of opinion, Meidendike diversity in ways of understanding it. Because people have different personalities. And therefore they hear things differently. Because Nigel is much easier to understand. This day we're talking about Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem. It's much more subtle than Issa V'Heter, Kosher and Treif. So how can you write one Sefer of Musa, which deals with Hanastaras, Avos Hashem, and Yiras Hashem, and have an appeal to everybody? So because it's 3 kashas. You can't compare hearing to seeing. Number 2, if it's Seichel Anushi, it doesn't for everybody. And even it's Teira, not everybody's Makam Akeimu Madrigas Ebeteir. At Kan kashas. Yes?